Hey, what's going on? Good afternoon, everyone. This is the Devil Dog of Beyond the Thin Blue Line with myself, the Devil Dog, and of course, my trusty co-host, the Doc. It's been a long time, Doc, but I'm
What?
glad we're back, brother.
I know, right? What has been going on?
Not much. We just had to get some priorities set. We got family issues to deal with, and I know you have school to deal with. And Mrs. Devil Dog is real big on school, so she says, "Do not bother the Doc while he's still in school." So, but
Yep.
we're making our triumphant return, and guess what? The issue and topic of the day is all about gangs, my brother.
Oh, very, very nice. This should be interesting.
Yeah,
Gangs
you know
are
what?
gangs are
Uh,
good. Gangs are okay. Oh, we're not talking about like the regular gangs, like biker gangs. They're okay.
no, brother, no. We're talking about the menaces to society that's been causing chaos here in New York and all over the world. I'm pretty sure, even where you are, even though I visited that fine town and where you from, there has to be some type of gangs. Or you know what? These punk kids that want to be gang members.
Right? Sorry, I kind of wasn't paying attention. I little checked out there a little bit. I was just making sure that we were broadcasting, which we
No
are.
worry.
So
I
yeah.
think Rajesh got everything under control. It looks like we're live and we're on.
Oh yeah. So let's
Yeah,
get
so
right to it.
it's a pleasure being back, brother. So you're right. Let's just get right to it, man. So what I did was I compiled a brief top 10 list of the known
Okay.
gangs that are cause havoc throughout the states and this country. Actually,
Ooh.
we're
Can
gonna
I guess
start
a
off all the
couple
way.
to see if they're in the
Yeah,
top 10?
absolutely. You give me at least
Let's
one or
go
two
with
that you think are in the top 10.
let's go with Crips.
All right, Crips. Bam, you are in it, brother. Crips, they are in it. They are number 6 on the
Oh
list.
man, let's see if I can get higher.
Go for
Latin
it, man.
Kings or Kings?
Damn, bro, you are number 2. Number
Oh, what is
2.
number one
Latin
then?
Kings are, Taurus.
Damn.
They were big here in New York, man.
Yeah,
King
they're pretty
Tone.
big over here
Remember,
too.
Amor de Rey, all that bullshit they talk about.
What would be
That was
number
pretty good,
one?
though, Doc. Come on, give me one more. Give me one more. Let me give you a hint. Italiano.
Italian. The
Italiano.
Mafia?
Yeah, the mafia, man. Cosa
They're
Nostra.
still a thing?
Yo, man, they still running a little bit of, they got a little bit of pockets here and there.
Okay. Are they as
Speaking
respectable
about
as
La
they
Cosa
once were?
Nostra, yeah, speaking about Cosa Nostra, they are number 10, the
Oh,
mafia. What they call
interesting.
themselves Cosa Nostra, like the big, Gambino family and, all those big mafia gang members. They're number
Are
10.
there any Russians on there? Because the Russians are everywhere.
You know what? The Russians didn't make the top 10 list, but they are Russian gang members, bro.
Ah, okay.
Yep. Number 9, we got the Crips. They're the ones that tied into blood, the Crips. They're number 9 on the list.
Wow.
And, dude, we got an Asian gang. Number
Really?
8 is the Wa-Ching gang.
Watching.
The Wa-Ching.
Don't they have
Uh,
another gang? What's another Asian gang?
I know they do. They have to have another one.
It's like try something, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't really remember.
Maybe Linda can Google the other.
Linda.
If she comes on, she can Google that.
Perhaps.
I don't know about this one. I never heard of it. The Yakuzan. Yakuzan. They're number 7. I don't know what nationality is that, but they're number 7.
That sounds
bro.
Asian.
Right? Maybe.
Like Yakuza.
And of course, the Bloods. The Bloods. That's what you were, referring to, the Bloods and the Crips and all that. They're number 6.
Hmm.
And the number 5 is the big one that's known everywhere. They're called the 18th Street Gang, aka M18. M18 gang members.
Honestly, I've
Those
never
guys-
heard of them.
Those
So
guys are ruthless,
they're
man.
obviously not that important.
Yeah. We got Mexicans, Los Zetas, or the Mexican gangs that
Is that
rule
part of like the
freaking-
cartel?
Yeah. There we go.
Jakarta is Japanese.
Hey, there you go.
Told you. It sounded Asian as
You
fuck.
got it, brother. Dude, what about the Aryan Brotherhood, man?
Oh
Number
yeah, what
3.
about them? Are they on that list?
Number 3,
Oh wow.
Aryan
Why-
Brotherhood.
Okay, so what is this top 10 in reference to? Like their Like they're like how known they are, or like how
How
violent
known
they
they
are?
are and how ruthless and violent they are as far as their killings, joining them. It's these are the top 10 big time gangs. So that's the Aryan Brotherhood, which are always based out of the prison system. They have a
Ah,
tight knit
okay.
group. So someone like good old the Devil Dog couldn't join because I don't have that skin tone, or I just don't have it. Sorry. So which lead me to number two, talking about me and my skin tone, the Latin Kings.
Oh yeah, they're
Latin
pretty
Kings were
prevalent
big time,
everywhere.
man. Remember here in New York, they had the guy King Tone. I remember working Central Park one time as a rookie cop, and they took over fucking Central Park.
Wow,
They
yeah,
took
Central
over
Park is
Central
pretty
Park.
big.
Yo, they took over Central Park. They caused chaos during one of the Puerto Rican Day parades. So the Latin Kings were huge back in the day, and their leader was King Tone, who was in, you know, prison, and they're not as known now as they used to be. But yeah, Latin Kings were big back then. And then the number one of all time, even our country deals with it a lot, and I'm surprised you didn't get it, man. It's
Damn.
always it's politics too.
Oh, wait. Let's see if
All
anyone
the
in the
politicians, come on,
audience can
Doc.
get it. Let's see if
All the
anyone in the
politicians
audience
talk
can get
about
it
them.
as well. Politicians talk about them.
They've been in politics. Every politician has mentioned them in one way or the other, how we got to get rid of them. A lot of them say, oh, the Democrats, they love them, which is kind of bullshit. But that's been talk. Oh, well, they nice to them. They're huge. They
Ah,
savage. Murder, knives, killings. Huge. They're the most nastiest gang there is, man. You know them.
I don't know.
The MS-13, man.
MS-13.
MS-13 are ruthless. Ruthless.
Oh yeah, you know what? I have heard of them,
Remember, they always talk about them in
but
Washington,
I just don't
D.C.
care about them.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, who cares about them? But
Right?
MS-13 it's a big known gangs that we deal with. But
Vic said
let me-
ISIS or Al Qaeda, but I'm pretty sure those are terrorist groups.
yeah,
But I
those
guess
are
they're
terrorists.
gangs in a way.
They're gangs. They're gangs.
Just a little bit more money than gangs.
Yeah, man. So what?
Or
Mainly,
organization.
reason why I wanted to bring up this show and this topic is because I don't know if you heard about it. Sometime I think on our roundtable show, Spaniards brought it up. But we had a killing here regarding gangs, and the gangs that were involved here in New York City were the Trinitarios. Have you ever heard of the Trinitarios?
Negative shit, mate.
So we're gonna need, like I said, one of our viewers or maybe Linda or Rajesh to Google the Trinitario gangs, and you'll see that these guys are the unknown Dominican gang. They were
Okay.
founded in 1989, and you wouldn't believe where they were founded, and they were at the location Rikers Island. That is a prison here in New York called Rikers Island. That's where they were founded, and this was back in 1989. And
Interesting.
yeah, they're the topic of the most recent killing and killings here in New York. More specific of the young kid, the 15-year-old Junior, which I'm pretty sure you've seen on CNN, MSNBC, all
I
over
haven't
the
watched the
media.
news in like 3 weeks because of
I don't
school.
blame you, man, because every time you
It's
watch
all
the fucking
death
news,
and killing
it's
anyways.
all bullshit, man.
Right?
But for this particular incident, Junior apparently he was killed. It's on video, and matter of fact, they're indicted. Yeah, man. Yeah, Rajesh. Dude, they indicted 12 of those Trinitarios. And even now
Wow.
that they're in prison, they're causing chaos in prison, throwing shit at the guards, piss at the guards. These guys are fucking ruthless. What they did with Junior, they stabbed him to death, and it's clear on video from the video that was taken from the bodega that he was killed in front of. So just so our viewers can understand, bodegas are
I'm surprised
stores.
they use knives and not guns.
Dude, that's how they roll. Knives, ruthless. It's easy to
Did
pull
they
a
like
trigger.
watch the life leave his eyes as they were stabbing him or something? Because that's
Let
kind
me
of
tell you,
tough.
dude, in the video, they were just slicing and dicing. You see them just boom, puncture after puncture.
So he probably died pretty quick then, huh?
Blood loss. There's no doubt about it. So, but he was
Yeah.
able to get up, stagger his way to in front of the hospital where he bled out. So there was a lot of uproar because when he got to in front of the hospital, there were officers around, patrol officers, and there was a lot of backlash and oh, the cops should have did this, the cops should have did that. It's not because I'm in law enforcement, but let me tell you something. You get stabbed in the way that he got stabbed in those vital organs, he's gonna bleed out. So they were
That's
complaining.
what
Oh,
happens
the
when they
cops,
start nicking your liver.
it was bad, man. You know what? You just can't start. Now all of a sudden you're switching the blame on the cops. Why don't you focus on the fucking gang members that stabbed them? Forget about blaming
Yeah,
the cops
right.
all the time. That pisses me off. And like I said, yes, it was horrible. It was a horrible death. It was horrible what they did. But it's like, yeah, justice, justice. Let me tell you something. Within a matter of days, 12 people were arrested and indicted. That's justice. Swift justice by the NYPD. Kudos to the
Pretty good.
NYPD detectives, man.
Good job.
So, and if
Shout
our
out.
viewers, please let Rajesh and yourself, Doc, if you see any viewers that want to chime in, you can interrupt me, stop me, because I want them to be able to chime in.
Yeah,
on the
absolutely.
subject. So, let me tell you what happened to the store owner, the bodega owner. The community was in an uproar. So what they started boycotting him. They say he should have done more to help out this young man that was killed, and they basically forced him to close the store to the point where he had to sell it, and he had to go back to DR because he was afraid of his life. And now New York wants to have a law now where if someone comes to your establishment, you are obligated to provide some type of assistance,
It's
whatever
not gonna
assistance
work.
it is. 911, close the store, shelter him in, whatever. But what the community has to understand is this guy did call the police. If you look at the video clearly, he did attempt to shield the guy behind the counter, and these gang members just dragged him out, and it looked like that the guy just threw the guy out. It's just not how it happened. So it's unfortunate that, number one, that murder was committed, and number two, this poor bodega owner just wanted to live the American dream, open up a store, provide for his family, had to get his store taken from him. What do you feel about that, Doc?
That's unfortunate. I mean, people are assholes. I mean, there's no reason to force him out of his business like that. He didn't do anything wrong.
Right.
He just happened to be a unfortunate bystander at that point.
Yeah, and you know what that's doing? It's opening the doors to these. It doesn't even have to be gang members. Let's say you
Oh,
want
right,
to go
yeah.
up, yeah, and then you're gonna commit a crime or do something stupid, and then what you're gonna say? Hey, let's go run inside his bodega because now he's forced to help us out. It's gonna open the doors to some not things that are not should not happen. So
I agree.
it puts a responsibility on these owners that, oh damn, now I got to shelter this fucking gang member because he's running in my store. To me,
Yeah,
that's what it
which
opens
puts
the
their
door to.
lives in danger potentially.
It puts
So
their lives
I
in
don't
danger.
see that law going through, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't know about. You're right. I don't know about that law. And sometimes these bodega owners have their kids helping them in the store, so now you're putting their kids in danger. So
Right.
it is what it is.
I just don't see that happening, to be honest.
Yeah. So you know what it falls down to? Remember me and you did the show about the youth.
Yes.
Well, the parents have a lot of the burden. I don't know what time it was, and there's a lot of speculation. He was set up. It was about a girl. All that nonsense. The investigation is still ongoing, so I'm not going to comment on where the investigation is. It's still ongoing. 12 people have been indicted, but you have to know the whereabouts of your kids, and why don't you get involved in knowing who your kids' friends are?
Right. We got a
I
question
mean,
from Steve.
Come on, Steve. What do you got? What's his
Do
question?
you think the owner really helped Junior or JR is a Junior? Junior?
Junior? Yeah.
Okay. Video don't show much. Well, whatever.
Exactly.
It
Videos
doesn't
don't
matter
show
if
much.
regardless if you helped him or not. I mean, if you were that store owner, I mean, you'd probably think it for your life there too.
You
'cause
freak
if they're
out.
gonna go and kill him, what's gonna stop
Yeah,
him from killing you?
you freak out. I mean, damn it. You know what? What do you want this owner to do? He did try putting him behind the counter. They dragged him out. And then he didn't know what was going on. Like, did he knew they were going to fucking kill him? All he saw was people walking in with fucking knives and machetes. He just, everybody out. But yeah, he did call 911. I mean, come on. He called 911.
Yeah, he's not a police officer. He has no
And-
obligation to help.
And what if which he's entitled to carry What if he takes out his gun and starts blasting people and he hits someone by mistake? What's going to happen? There's so many what ifs. So, the guy did what he could. The guy who did what he could. And now the community wants to beat him up and throw him out of his establishment and boycott him. But now I just saw he just recently sold his business. Someone else is going to buy it, and I guess he was forced to move to DR. So, yeah, guess
Probably
what? Another
like
bodega is going to open
right
up.
now. He didn't go back to Dominican.
Yeah.
Probably gave him a house in Malibu or something.
Yeah, man. You know what? It's tough, man. Like I said, I don't make light of what happened, but, the investigation is ongoing. People have been indicted. Let the investigation take place, but you can have your views. Like Steve has his views, you have your views, and that's what we want. We want people to express what they think. But everyone's just jumping in, and first of all, cops of this. Let me tell you something about. I attended on my role as community affairs. I helped and I attended the funeral for the young man, and the only thing that I would comment, because I don't want to get too deep. While I was assisting, and it's on TV, you see us on TV helping out. We don't need a bunch of guys from I don't know where coming around. They don't even know the kid, but you wanna remember this guy's memory. Don't do fucking wheelies in front of the police and doing these skids and all that. That's what happened. I mean, respect.
Wow.
Come on. And I'm telling them, listen, why don't you just respect the family and stop the nonsense? No, it's amazing, man. Amazing what happens, and a lot of people are coming through. Even the celebrities, they're coming around. They're making donations, which is all well and good. So it's just a shame. It was horrible what happened to this young man. I don't know his background, so I can't even comment.
So what's the root of the problem here? So are we gonna? Is it the parents' problem or is it the individuals? Because honestly, if you think about it, in psychology, they often tell us that children are easily manipulated, which is actually very true.
Yeah.
So are the gangs the problem? Are the parents the problem? Society? Or is it just all of the above?
Damn, that's pretty good, Doc. I'm going to say all of the above, but I'm going to emphasize the word parents is how you're being brought up. You got to get involved. Doc, I told you before, you know where I came from. I came from the projects. Poor, single parent. I'm not ashamed to say it, man. I'm a product of welfare, man. But did I let that influence me? Yeah, there were gang members. Some of my friends joined gangs while I went to the Marine Corps. But my mom, she didn't have much, but she knew where I hung out. She knew who my friends were. And she says, listen, you got two fucking choices. Finish your fucking education, and when you get your diploma, get a fucking job or join the service. I went to the service. So a lot of this shit about, I grew up in poverty, I grew up in the projects, fuck that. That's bullshit. That's an excuse.
I agree. There's more opportunities out there that are available to them.
That's an excuse.
Most.
Come on. You know how many times I run into these individuals, these young kids, and then we will lock them up, and then when they're under 18, you have to notify the parent because of the legalization of it. So you call up, and right away you get this mom or dad. Not my kid. What did you do to him? Oh, wrongful arrest. Yeah, your kid was hanging in a fucking corner smoking weed. Yes, your kid. No,
why are you arresting kids for smoking weed? Let them smoke that shit.
This was back in the day. Now that shit's like being decriminalized. Or I love it when they call me. Yeah, officer, my kid is missing. How is your kid? 17. Okay. You know any of your friends? Any leads? Oh, I don't know. Oh, you don't know any of your kids' friends? No. Does your kid have Facebook? Oh, no. I don't allow that in my house. Find out the kid does have Facebook because I do my own investigation, and I look at where he's been, and it tells me, listen, your kid is with this chick. So, yeah, your kid has Facebook, and I know where your kid is at right now.
Busted.
Yo, know what your kids are doing. Get involved in your kids' lives. Oh, put them in a program,
We got a question from
kids.
Steve here.
What's up, Steve?
He says, they say the police officer at the hospital entrance just stood there and watched him bleed to death. Is that true or not true?
You came in a little late, Steve, but we touched on it. Yeah, those cops were there, and he bled out, and a lot of issues were being said about that. Why didn't the cops did anything? Let me tell you something. He was severely punctured in vital organs. He bled out. So there's nothing that those cops could have done. Should have they attempted? Yeah, But I'm not gonna go fault the cops, and I'm not gonna put the blame on NYPD. We want to put the blame on the gang members that did this.
Right. I haven't
All
seen the
right.
video or anything.
So
But the
you
way you're
got to see the
describing
video,
it
Doc.
is, I'm just gonna pass. 'Cause there's no
Yeah.
reason to watch it.
And I'm yeah no
Whatever.
right.
But
So
from the way you described it, he was stabbed a lot, and I would
yeah.
uh, argue that even if he was on the operating table at the time of being stabbed, they would have a hard time saving his life, anyways.
And Steve, let me tell you something. Doc, it's like I say, is a doc. He's treated combat. He's been in combat, so he should know when it comes to those type of wounds. You're not going to survive that. And yeah, it's nice to yell at the cops and this, and we want justice. You want swift justice, Steve? 12 people indicted quickly. NYPD detectives doing their thing. Justice has been served right there. Now, let the trial begin. During the trial, everything will come up. Because right now, according to the news, this is all the news. The young man was part of the NYPD Explorers, which me and you touched on when I did the great program with the youth, with the cops and kids.
Yep.
His dream was to be an NYPD detective. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know the kid. May he rest in peace, but I don't know the kid. I don't know any of that. Let the trial happen, and then we'll find out what's the real deal. I don't know. So I'm not gonna, shed light on that. I'm not even gonna comment on that, because then I'm pretty sure everyone's gonna say, "Oh, it's fucking Double Dog is talking shit." No.
Why are you not talking shit? That's more of a question.
It was bad. So, which is why I wanted to do the Today Show about gang members, particularly because of the Trinitarios. These guys are fucking ruthless. They did another killing in the Bronx River where they started again, knives, the weapon of choice of knives, stabbing this freaking kid.
Man,
these guys are bad, man.
You know what? I say let them go at it, but take away all their guns and give them like swords and shields and shit, and let them do like some medieval style combat.
Put them in the fucking arena, man. Gladiator.
Right? Yeah, that would be awesome. Just
Gladiator,
let them battle it out.
That's what we're trying to have Steve and his brother Massimo do in my backyard, man. Fucking go at it, man.
Steve also wants to know, is there a mysterious girl involved with this case?
No. All that nonsense about what Steve is referring to was about he's trying to say he was involved in a misidentity where they thought that he was with this other young lady, and then which is why he was called down and he was set up. You know what, Steve? I'm gonna let the courts deal with that. I'm not even gonna comment because I'm gonna refer that to Deputy Commissioner of Public Information. That's DCPI. I can't comment on that. I'm still in law enforcement, and I'm not gonna go there, man. That's what the reporters try to do to me. Hey, can you give us intel? Nah. So but I don't know. Let the case take place and let the trial go on, and all that will be shed to light, Steve.
Tranquilo. We're down.
Pure, colo tan tranquilo. Take it easy. It's still ongoing. I mean, Doc, have you had any incidents where you've seen any type of gang activity where you from, or there's certain parts where you from?
No. Not really.
Because I know when I visited that beautiful state, man, it's fucking farmland all the way.
Well, not necessarily right where I'm from. I mean, there's some activity like down the road a bit, but I mean, it's pretty secluded over there. I mean, none of that comes to the rest of the neighborhood yet, so hopefully that doesn't happen. But yeah, we still have the south side of Chicago, which is one of the worst places in the nation.
Chicago.
Yeah.
Yeah, we briefly went through that part when I was over there.
Yeah, well, we were on the highways. Those
yeah, exactly. I don't think good old Double Dog could be walking the streets of Chicago and know what the hell's going on.
Not the south side. You don't want to be.
You wouldn't catch me there.
Oh no.
So that's what's been going on here in New York. So I wanted to touch on it because those Trinitarian gang members, like I said, they were founded in Rikers Island. Rikers Island is a prison here that they have in New York. There's two locations. There's an actual Rikers Island, and then there's another part of Rikers Island, which is the a boat. It's a big barge where if you've seen Carlito's Way, have you ever seen Carlito's Way with Al Pacino?
Nope.
Damn, Doc, you haven't seen Carlito's Way?
Nope.
You got to check out Al Pacino on Carlito's Way. You're gonna see the lawyer going to visit one of the mobster guys, and he goes to Rikers Island, the barge. We have to take a ferry to the actual prison. That's part of Rikers Island. It's crazy, man.
Interesting.
So that's where these individuals now are housed, and while they're in Rikers
Hello,
Island, they're
Joy.
causing chaos. Joy. Hello, and thank you for joining us. It's been a while, but the Doc and I are back, and welcome to another episode of Beyond the Thin Blue Line.
Oh, yeah.
So Joy and Steve, comment to us and let us know, how do you feel about gang violence? Are the police doing enough to combat this, or can we do more to combat crimes regarding gangs? And ask me whatever you want. I mean, I'll be totally honest with you. I'll give you my honest opinion what's going on in the law enforcement aspect. So chime in, let us know, and just interrupt me, Doc, if one of them, because I can't really see the comments. So if anyone has a question, let us know.
Between the barge and the other Rikers Island?
It's basically it's the same thing. They house the criminals, but it's like an overflow. So since Rikers Island is getting so packed, that's like a holding area. Oh, let's take them to the barge. Plenty of times when I was working in central booking, when we have prisoners come in on a warrant, and we had to take them to answer up that warrant, courts will be closed. So they say, listen, you got to take them to the barge. So I had to house them there. And from there, the next day, they'll transport them to court to answer up on whatever warrant that they have. They both jails.
You know what we should do?
What's up?
I think we should have harsher punishment for gang-involved violence. Like, instead of just going to the jail and just hanging out, fucking put those bitches to work or torture them. They'll learn. Yeah, they'll avoid jail a lot more.
So you don't feel that they're little fucking recreational activities that they? I never agreed to that shit. Why the fuck do they pumping iron and lifting weights, getting stronger?
Right.
Take that shit from them. So you feel old school then? Old school.
Or yeah, medieval combat. I'm all for that. Why not? Just let them go at it.
Why not,
Get
man?
their weapons. Have the warden be up there like Julius Caesar.
Oh man.
No.
We yelling Massimo.
You're right. I mean, that'd be entertaining. People would pay a lot of money to watch that.
You kidding me? And we can damn, the city can make definitely a city and a state.
Yeah.
Revenue.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So what's up with Joy? She has anything with us?
She said, right now I feel the police have a very scary job.
Well, hell yeah, Joy, you got that right, man. It's you never know when you go to work what's gonna happen.
And Vic said the Romans had the right idea. I agree. Although some of the gladiators in the Roman time were actually very, very well paid. Like a lot of them weren't even slaves; they were basically just entertainers, like the WWE. Except for the WWE and WWF are totally fake, while the gladiatorial combat was totally real.
Totally real, man.
But yeah.
And back then, the criminals were afraid to do something because they knew the price to pay.
Oh yeah, because they'll lose a fucking hand or something.
Fuck yeah.
They weren't messing around back then.
I mean, look what we do here. You get 3 square meals a day, right?
Yeah,
you get
3
yard
hots and a
time.
cot.
You get fucking conjugal visits. And then, you get lenient sentences, man. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Especially in New York. Commit a crime, your sentences are fucking very minimum at that. So that go it's every borough has a different fucking
Another
system.
comparison was made to a death race.
I remember that.
That was a pretty good movie. I like that.
That was a good movie. Do you
think there are more gang members than law enforcement officers? That's from
Wow.
Steve.
Well, it depends because I know in NYPD we have the largest police department there is in the world. We have the largest police department. Some police departments are only like maybe 10,000. We have over 30,000. We have the largest, department in the world. But no, I'm not gonna give these fucking gang members credit. And you know what? These gang members are. You lock up one of them, even the most notorious, like John Gotti or fucking Sammy the Bull. Remember his assistant? The guy's gonna rat. They're gonna you give prison time to these fucking people. They sing like birds, So I'm not gonna give these people more power. No way, man. Police, the police, all police departments outnumber these gang members, and it just takes getting one of them and tell them, listen, you're gonna face 30, 40 years, and they're gonna start crying like little bitches and start snitching. They'll snitch out their own moms, man. That's how it goes.
Bitches.
Yeah, look what happened with John Gotti, how he went down, Sammy the Bull.
One of my wife's favorite sayings, speaking about snitches, is that snitches get shot.
Snitches,
They don't get
Not even
stitches.
stitches?
No, they get shot.
They get
Which
shot.
is awesome if you think about it. and it's very fitting for our topic here.
Yes. Very fitting for the topic of today, man. Man, that's how come, you know what? You see it everywhere, man. So it was important to bring up the gangs. And the MS-13, those guys are ruthless, man. Ruthless. The same thing. Stab people. And when they do that, they like to send a message, and they'll leave the fucking guy there so everyone can see, you mess with us, this is what happens. Bad guys, man.
Steve said he's going to
Bad
be
guys.
right back. Not sure we needed to know that, but thank you.
Oh, well, I appreciate the courtesy, Steve, for telling us you're going to be right back, man. Awesome. Man, so you've never, this have to, when you were growing up, Doc, you never got pressure into, doing the wrong thing again. Like, I'm not saying doing stupid, crazy shit. Pressured growing up to go the wrong way, the wrong path, I'm trying to say. Hey, come on, Doc, let's do this, let's do that, let's go rob this people, let's do that. You never got that peer pressure when you were younger growing up?
No, fuck no, I didn't
You
get
didn't?
that.
And why is that?
Why is that? Because
No, if you were pressured, why wouldn't you take the bait?
Well, because it's not the right thing to do.
Not the right thing to do.
I was taught well by my parents.
There you go. That's my point when I say parents. A lot of
Yeah.
people, even my family, and some of my family and my wife's family, oh, you guys shelter your girls too much. I don't shelter my girls too much. I lay the law down, but I let them know reality.
Yeah,
Be careful.
absolutely.
And hey, I'm not gonna say I don't let my kids go out. My kids are already, they're adults already. But I let them know. I want to know who the hell you hanging out with, and I want to know where the fuck you going. And if that person comes to the house, I want to know everything about them.
Absolutely. Why
Fuck
not?
that. That's just the way I am, man. It doesn't have to be that I'm in law enforcement. I want to know what's going on with my kids. And that's the way my mom Dukes was. My father wasn't there, so my mom was like, where you going? Oh, where does he live? Oh, okay. What time you coming back? And
Yeah.
guess what?
Same
when I
questions.
wouldn't come back, right? Come
Yeah.
on. These are things these parents got to ask before you start calling the police and start jumping on the police and blaming the police for this. Oh, you don't find my kid. My kid is missing.
I mean,
Know
it's
what the
the
fuck's
easy
going
route
on.
to take because they don't want to take the blame for it, so it's easier
No.
to shift the blame to someone else.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, that's simple.
And the favorite part I love is these fucking foster parents. Some of them do good. Some of these foster parents do it for monetary because you get money for having these troubled kids in your apartment. And I love that they love to bring the police involved because when they get these foster kids and these kids, and they're told before they get a foster kid, they're told this kid is a troubled kid. He loves to run away, blah, blah, blah. Well, I don't care how much you're paying for me. You give me $500 a month, I'll take this kid. And when the kid leaves, this kid could leave for like a week. And I've experienced this firsthand from being in law enforcement. The kid could leave for a week. Then after a week, guess what? The social worker calls. I'm checking up on Johnny. Oh, shit, Johnny's not here. You know what they do? Let me call 911, and I get to the scene. Oh, how long he's been missing? Oh, he's been gone a week. So what took you so long? Well, because what happened is the social worker said in order to get another child, I need a police report. Oh, so I get it. Now you need a police report, so you can get another kid, and now you're gonna put the burden now on the police because your fat lazy ass wasn't involved in that kid's life. So now I got to look for this kid now. Not the kid is my problem.
So do you think they'd be better off in like an orphanage?
Sometimes, man. Hell yeah.
I don't know about that.
Screen these
Orphanages
fucking people who you give
bad.
the kids to. Screen them.
No, I agree with that.
Now I got to take time off of patrol to do a report that I know the kid is not missing. I know,
but there's just simply not that many people that are willing to sacrifice that much to help others.
There's not. There are some good people.
I mean, would I want to do that? No, probably not. I mean, I'm not trying to be an asshole or anything, but it's just not for me.
No, I wouldn't. And there's some good, kind-hearted people that take these troubled kids in their lives, and then they do right by them.
Yeah.
A lot just do it for the money. That pisses me off.
Yeah, that's really fucked up.
Yeah, and then when I'm there asking simple questions, I'm asking simple questions. What school your kid goes to? Oh, I don't know. You don't know? Okay. Let me know some places where your kid hangs out. Well, I don't know. So I'm supposed to guess this now? That's what gets us frustrated. So, and that's when I know that a lot of these families just do it
Katie
for
has
the money.
a great question that I don't have the answer to.
What's
How
up,
do they
Katie?
get more kids if they couldn't keep track of the ones they had?
Exactly. What the thing is, the system is so flooded with kids that are in need for placement. They'll just say, okay, there's a police report. It's the police department problem. Here's another child. And they'll give them another child to take care of. And that's money for every kid they get. They get money. And that money is supposed to be used for this kid. But some of these scammers, they use the money for themselves and give these kids bare minimum. And that's a shame, But yeah, it just takes out. Let me do a police report, and everything is wonderful. Everything is wonderful because you know why? Now it's the police's problem now. Now
it's not like you can refuse, be like, nope, not doing it.
Right. They'll call the social worker. Hey, hi, look, this is my police report. This detective now is in charge. And then that's it. They've done their obligation.
Yeah, even Joyce said not enough people that want to foster, and she wouldn't really want to do it either, which is completely understandable. It's not for everyone. It's understandable.
And it doesn't mean, you're a cold-hearted person. I wouldn't want that burden. I mean,
yeah.
I got my 2 daughters, and let me tell you something. It's stressful enough financially, to support these kids, and then to take on someone else. It's tough, And then, like me and you, Doc, we got dogs. I got dogs to take care of, and they're children.
Oh, yeah. Well, they can be, I guess. Not really.
Yeah.
I didn't produce those fuckers.
Yeah, you got to feed them.
Yeah, they didn't pop out of my wife's vagina, so they're not kids.
I still say my wife is Layla's mom. That's mom, so whether she likes it or not. That's her mom.
I find it weird when people refer to themselves as pet owners as, like, mom or dad. Like, every time I go to the vet, they're like, hey, Dad. And I'm like, what? My sperm is not making that. If it is, I have a problem.
Mrs. Devil Dog is adamant when we go to the vet and they say, Layla's owner? She goes, no, I'm Layla's mom. She's adamant.
Oh.
So kudos to her. She loves my dog. That's all I care about.
Yeah,
as long as she loves her, it's all good.
Yeah, no.
She's one of those mommy parents that loves dogs that say that.
Hey, that's fine. It's just not for me. Words have meanings.
Words have meanings. Words have meanings, for crying out loud.
Right?
Just like Joy said, they are family.
Yeah, I'm not debating that they're not family. I'm just saying that I didn't make them.
They didn't come from you, right?
Correct. That's a totally different ball game there.
Totally different ball game, man. And sometimes, when we talk about these foster kids, a lot of these foster kids are troubled. And they're in gangs because their mom didn't want them. Their dad didn't want them. They're in the foster care system. And you know where they see family? In the gangs.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
where
I
they
mean,
see their
it's
family.
very enticing for a young mind because
Yeah.
they're making all these promises for
And the
them.
money.
Yeah.
The money. Yo, go out and sell this, sell this crack or sell whatever to people, and then you get some big time money. But it's gonna catch up
We
to
got
you.
a couple comments here
Let's hear them.
pertaining to the
Let's hear 'em.
dogs again. Katie
Okay.
says, my wife, she says, LMAO, I
Where's
agree.
Katie?
Our dogs are like freeloading roommates that we love. Yeah,
I love
that's
your
true.
dogs.
And
I love your dogs.
my Vic says, he says, hey Doc, how are my grandpuppies? Well, I
Way
mean,
to go, Vic.
again, I didn't make them from my semen, so they're not grand puppies or anything.
Well, I tell you what, kudos and big shout out to Doc's mom. What she does
Yeah.
for those dogs, man.
Heather's
much
foster
love,
dogs. Yeah,
much love,
she
much
runs-
respect for that
she
lady.
helps run
much
that,
love.
and she takes care of dogs. She brings them in from shelters and stuff, especially the kill shelters. They just pull in as many dogs as they can. They have
Yeah.
a group of like I don't know 5 to 10 people, I guess, that
Yeah.
are just fostering these animals and then adopting them out to people. So
Man,
yeah,
it takes a special kind of person to do that. And you know what, Doc? Not because you're my co-host and not because you're my dear friend. Your mother is a wonderful person for even doing that. One of the nicest, most dearest women I've met. And thank you for giving me the opportunity to meet her. She's
no
wonderful,
problem.
man. What she does, tell her I said I salute her.
Absolutely. I'm sure she's gonna watch this.
And speaking about animals, yeah, as far as dogs go, 'cause we're dog people, always, before you go and purchase, that's a public service announcement from Black Sheep Bravo.
Ooh, are you gonna be like
first.
Bob Barker, like hey, always spay
I'm like-
your pets?
Yeah, exactly, man. I'm going to throw out to always look to your local shelter. You can save a dog. You don't
Yeah.
always have to go and purchase dogs and go to these, big breeders and whatnot. These local shelters have one, and not only are you doing good thing for these dogs, you're saving their lives.
Absolutely.
When you get them, call up our friends at Pets and Vets. And if you're a veteran, they will help train these dogs and you. I wish there was Pets and
absolutely.
Vets here in New York City, man, but that's okay. I'm on the phone and I'm on the email and they're helping me out. But that's a public service announcement here from Black Sheep Bravo. Go to the local shelter and adopt a dog. Save their lives. Joy is
yeah.
wonderful. Joy and Debbie, 2 thumbs up. Love you people at Pets and Vets. And I promise I will purchase a T-shirt from Pets and Vets, and then I will send you an NYPD shirt. I give you my word.
Okay.
You don't have to wait like Steve for customs. This is direct shipping. Direct
Wow.
shipping from NYC to you.
Okay. Well, you said it.
That's it. Anything else you want to say, Doc, before we end our broadcast? Because I think we talked a lot about gangs, a lot about these kids that were in the wrong wrong upbringing. I blame a lot on the parents because the kids only know what they learn, what they see, how they've been brought up. That was dog. Raised in the projects. Look at me now. I'm doing well. I'm a good kid. I hope my mom is proud. I hope so.
Well, I only have one thing to say, really.
Let's go. Say it.
Gangs are bad and gay.
There you have it, man. Well said. Right on. Gangs, all you young viewers out there, and even your older viewers that have kids, get involved. This is my thought. Matter of fact, let's make it my final thought, Doc.
Oh, okay.
Reach out to your kids. Go check out their social media.
Smack them in the face.
Smack them in the face sometimes. Sometimes you need old school discipline. Like my mom had the little chancleta, which is the slipper, or she had the old belt. Sometimes you need an ass whipping. But nowadays they'll call ACS on you. But whatever. Know what's going on with your kids. Know your kids' friends. I guarantee you, your kids have social media. Look into that shit, and then you'll see that your kids are in a gang, or they dealing drugs, or they're on drugs. So a lot of burden starts off at the home. Look at Doc. Look at the double dog. We're straight. We're doing well. We got good wives, and we got dogs. Why? Because we're not in gangs.
Right.
Right? So there
You
you
tell
have it,
'em.
man. There you have it. And, of course, Always, 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 always wear your vest to all my law enforcement out there. Don't think you're above anybody. Don't think you're invincible. A lot of these cops I see out there, some that I know, they love going out there because it's uncomfortable. I don't give a shit. I'd rather be uncomfortable than to be exposed out there without a vest. And God forbid I take a bullet and I don't have my vest. What is my wife? No, it's not fair for my wife. It's not fair for my kids. I wear my vest. It is what it is, and God has been protecting me all this time, and He's even protecting me while I was in the military. So all my law enforcement out there, always wear your vest.
Well,
So
thank
that's
you
my
everyone
final
for
thought.
joining us, and we'll
Take
see
us
you
out,
next
Doc.
time. All right, here we go. Adios, guys.
Join us next time on the Friday Night Roundtable. Motivation with Ogre on Monday. Check it out with the Spaniard.